And first of all, we'll tell a little bit about our market focus in Leon. So what are the, I believe all types of customers we are addressing are here today, which is very good. We'll tell you shortly what we did deliver in 2019, so in the last year, because we speed up in development a little bit. I don't know if you noticed that there in 2018, I guess there were lots of updates in the system, and even we had complaints from our customers that it's too much, that it's overwhelming. So I can promise it will slow down in existing functionality, but we'll add a little bit more fuel to the future developments. And I will tell you then later on what kind of challenges we face when contacting with you. So you have a better understanding of our perspective a little bit as well. And of course, at the end, we will let you know about our future development plans, which we want to deliver this year, actually. So yeah, maybe Anna, you can continue.
Sure. Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, great. So I would like to tell you, because that's something pretty important to know, that when you look at our website, you'll maybe notice that's the major impression, that Leon is for business aviation. That's the first impression, because it's the materials there are for business aviation. It's more our focus. That's why we decided to rebuild the website a little, and Zbigniew here is working hard now. It's going to be pretty soon that the website will have the free segments. And it's not that we are turning our backs on business aviation, no, not at all, because the truth is that our first client was a flight support company. So we started from the flight support. Then the second client that came to us 12 years ago was a business aviation operator, and then the third one that came was a scheduled operator. So basically, from the very beginning, from the 12 years ago, we started for delivering system that was adapted to all three needs. And of course, there are a lot of things that are common, because you all need airport directory. You all need, things that are, to be able to add maintenance to the system. You all need crew records. You all need to manage privileges for your team. But then every group requires something a little bit different, yes? Business aviation, they need the passenger profiles, they need quoting mechanism, they need to be able to send the charter contract, a lot of stuff that, let's say, schedule operators do not require. On the other hand, the schedule operators want to be able to add schedule to the system, preferably in a draft mode. So first you can work it out and then you can publish it when it's ready. Then they need information, let's say, about cargo, because we also have some cargo clients, how much cargo they carry. They also need to know, they need to have much better crew planning, because if you have 200, 300 crew members, you cannot do it manually because you will just kill yourself. So you need to have something that will help you, yes? And the trip support companies, we started from this point, and really, Leon from the very beginning was able, for the trip support companies, to view all clients on one screen. So all, if you render your services to 30, 50 different clients, you are able to go on one screen and see all activity from all clients on one view, and that's very crucial. You are able to do flight watch for them as well, because otherwise you will be lost. And also for trip support companies, we have a special billing facility that allows to bill clients, so you are able to easily see, let's say, how many handling requests you sent for the client, how many landing permits you obtained for the client, how many changes there were. So for example, if you obtain the same landing permit twice, Leon will automatically be able to do the charging. This is something that we had in the system now, and we want this to be reflected on the website. And right now we have over 130 business aviation operators, over 70 scheduled operators, and over 10 trip support companies are using us. And the biggest one of them has over 1,000 tails under their supervision. Of course, some of them are ad hoc, but you can imagine that Leon is really able to help manage even hundreds of aircraft on one screen on one day. Of course, it's very complicated. It requires a lot of knowledge, but you can do that with Leon. So what we've delivered in 2019, Paweł, if you can scroll, yeah, that would be more. Okay, perfect. Of course, you know this, but with the new approach we have in our IT development process, we are able to deliver more and more. And of course, for the business operators, there is new sales module, and the whole workflow really works. It is really working now well. We have clients that are using quoting in Leon, the one that we brought in May, but every month we are bringing new features to the sales.
Yeah,
module.
excuse me, Anna, I wanted to add one thing, because we've been, for a long time, we've been recognized as the ops system primary on the market. And of course, we want to be the best at ops as we used to be. But on top of that, we wanted to add really good sales module for quoting flights, for managing requests, for issuing invoices, and a lot of stuff like usually you need for your quoting side. So this is the module we are heavily developing right now, and there is more to come. We have already around 10 operators using our quoting system, so it's not that it is in testing mode or anything. It's widely used. So we encourage you to try if you need to quote a flight. I think it's mature enough right now to try it out. It's of course integrated with Avinote and everything. So sales module is definitely something you could try. And of course, we are adding all the time pricing elements like tax. Recently we added, for example, Swedish tax, and if there is any pricing element you miss, we can add it easily. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct, because a lot of business operators that were using us previously, they had their own quoting mechanism, or they were using Schedero. Leon is integrated with. Sorry, you cannot hear me anymore? Yeah. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is that they were using other tools, and now we are encouraging clients to maybe give Leon sales a try, because with new clients we can see if new clients are joining us now, they are starting to use sales module. The clients that have their own old ways, they stick to their old ways, but maybe you can cut the cost of the extra system that you have for sales. Maybe you can just start using Leon, and we will be happy to help you with this. Also, what we've delivered is the new crew panel, and we've just have two representatives of our support team that join us. It's Rafael and Ella. They are at the very back. They will be available for discussion later on. And Ella is really the guru of the crew panel, so she will be able to tell you everything. And if you have any questions or suggestions, just go right to her.
I just wanted to say that crew panel was, the crew duties page, which is sufficient for business operators, is really not sufficient for scheduled operators. And that was the primary reason we developed crew panel. And what is important in crew panel, you can plan crews with FTL calculations behind without publishing. So this is important. You can try different scenarios and check if any FTL rules are met. And we are adding more and more features to crew panel as well. It's designed for a lot of tails, a lot of crew members, and we'll add some nodes there because this is the requirements from our customers to make it more robust. So crew panel is also something which is on heavy development.
Yeah, and also, as you've noticed, probably very recent development, the Leon Scat. This is something meant for, of course, airlines to be able to add their schedule. What we used to have it was called commercial orders, but really, it is the oldest code in Leon. It is very bug prone, and we love to get rid of this. So that's why we started to have this Leon Scat. It's being developed, and a lot of things will happen in Leon's CAT this year, we encourage anyone who needs to have scheduled added to Leon to use it and give us feedback, and we'll definitely develop that more and more. Paweł, would you like to add something about that?
Yes, the SCAD is, of course, it's more advanced version of commercial orders. It's the way to, it's possible to publish schedules. So you can design how your schedule should look like and then publish from this module. And I think we'll, of course, add more functionality. Like right now, we have ability to modify collect of flights in different in single clicks. So this is definitely something we will be continue as well. And the next point is, and this is, I will say a few words and then we'll give voice to our CTO, but our main concept of building Leon is to define where is our, where should we be focused on. And we focus on, of course, scheduling, crew planning, and sales, basically these three areas. And but of course, every operator needs to have more flexibility, more functionalities. For example, from maintenance side, from compliance side, from SMS, whatever. And then we need to somehow address those issues. So we are putting a lot of pressure to build good API and improve our infrastructure model. So we did deliver new API, and we have we have better infrastructure from server perspective. This is something you cannot see normally. Okay, this is just how what is the stability of the application behind, and this is all technical. I will give Paweł just a few words about that.
I don't know what can I say more. Last year we built completely new API because the old one was very difficult in use. We noticed that a lot of operators tried to use it and never went to production because it was really nightmare. And so we built completely new API, which is, I think, is very, very easy in use, and every week we receive at least few requests to share the API with them, and we see that operators started using the new API, so I think it's going quite well. And so if you have some internal system you want to integrate with Leon, then you can ask us to provide you the documentation of the new API, and and you may try to connect your software with Leon.
Thank you. And of course, we delivered a lot of different features, but minor features. Will not go through all those details. But as you're probably aware, we release news about new features every 2 weeks, and we'll continue doing that. So yeah, I think that's enough for that part.
And Paweł, one more last thing I would like to add. The last thing I would like to add is the voting portal, because you probably all, to a degree, have kind of been be able to experience that. You know, of course, sometimes from our clients, we have a request like, you know, will Leon serve me coffee in the morning? Will Leon fill out my tax return? Okay, but very often we have very you know, sensible and reasonable requests. But the thing is that there is like so many of them. We put them on a voting portal, and every client, they have their ability to vote. So we encourage you to go there, and we really deliver. The things that are on the voting portal are being delivered with release. For example, the different passport on the, you know, takeoff and landing airport for the passengers is one of the client requests. Another was to give a warning if the two crew members cannot fly together. Another client request. Another client request that we've delivered is to be able to define fixed alternate airports for the airport. Those are things that you see that are missing, and then if we see that a lot of clients want that, we deliver that. You don't pay for it, but it helps us prioritize what we do first and what we do later on.
Yeah, because like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we were able technically to do custom development, but once we reach like 170 or 180, I don't remember exact number of customers, we had so many different requests pulling our application in different directions that we had to somehow streamline the requests and find the common requests from all the operators to build it for everybody than rather for individual companies, because it's just impossible. And just to put additional words about this voting portal, now on the top of the list is the ability for the mobile application for the crews to work offline. This is, I think, this is number one request right now, so we will put our effort to build it this year for sure. This is not an easy task, but we'll do it for sure. Oh, sorry for that. Okay, so
The challenge is
yeah, okay. I also will tell you a little bit about our challenges we face, as I said at the very beginning. So, of course, every customer has its own workflow, and often when we have new customer, they want our application to be tailored to their existing workflow, and it's not always possible because there are so many different workflows, and we are trying to make it flexible, but sometimes this is challenging because in one company you make these things in that way, and the other company managed to do exactly the same thing other way around. So in order to make it more flexible, we decided last year to build 4 key elements of Leon to allow customization. One is we already talked about is API, so I start from the last item. And we are continue to build API. If you integrating with Leon and want additional data, we can easily provide you. And also we are cooperating with companies in Poland. So if you don't have your own IT department, because I understand it might be challenging, of course, if you run aviation business, you don't need to be IT expert, but we cooperate with companies in Poland who are able to help on delivering bridge between, let's say, Leon and accounting software or whatever you need. And starting from top right now, there is a document manager. For a long time, the challenge was that every single operator, they have different document layouts. It was a nightmare for us because we had to do this with using our developers' time. Right now, we have a document manager which allows our customers to set the layout of the documents. Whatever documents you want to produce in Leon, you can set it up in Leon without actually our help, theoretically. If you need our help, then we will help, of course, but with the basic understanding of HTML, you can do it by yourself. Exactly the same goes for email template manager. You can configure Leon so when you send emails from Leon, of course, by default, you want to have subject and body text and footer, and all this stuff is also configurable right now. And report wizard. This is something very important for us because exactly the same. We had a lot of inquiries about this kind of report, to add the column to the report, and we ended up in like 50 different reports. So we came to the point where we realized we need to build something more flexible, and we created Report Wizard, which we constantly improving. And soon enough we will be. Right now, when you produce report within the Report Wizard, you have just a list, like a table view. But we will add very soon the part of the document manager to the Report Wizard, so it will be possible to create a report in any layout you want, like a document manager for reporting. And also we will add ability to send these reports in given intervals to given recipients, because we have lots of inquiries like that. For example, if you communicate with handling agents, they want to understand your schedule, we can schedule the sending those reports to particular recipients, which might be also interesting. And of course, different CAA regulations. Even for exactly the same, Piotr could say that, but it's a lot of funny stories about FTLs. We have exactly the same FTL regulation within operations manual, and depending on the country and sometimes depending on the auditor itself, it might be interpreted in different ways. So we need to implement in Leon not only the regulation, but the different variants of this regulation, even if it's exactly the same wording, because this country is just understanding that the whole concept in this way. So we have few ways to understand the same regulations, which is also for us a challenge. Things like passenger name record, you probably now you are familiar, I'm sure, after Matic presented their own part. This is also a challenge, that there are more and more regulations, not necessarily very interesting for you to comply, but you need to comply. So for us, it's also a challenge. And instead of building this within Leon, we are focusing, as I said before, on the essential part of Leon, and then just cooperate with, for example, Matic to deliver this part for you. And what we're planning for the future, as I said, we will continue to develop sales for any ad hoc flights. So this is already fully functional, and you can create quotes, you can send them through Avinote, you can issue invoices. Shortly after this event, I think within 1 or 2 months, I don't know, 1 month, we'll have a complete calendar view for sales department, because you need to have understanding of your actual schedule and your quotes on the same screen. So it will be there within a short period of time. We will continue developing SCAD for managing schedules. Instead of this commercial old stuff, we will deliver better schedule manipulation. We will develop also, actually we are almost finished with that mobile application for aircraft owners, so they can have a preview of their flights and they can request flights directly from the app. As I said before, we will further develop mobile application for crew members. We will distribute documents like operations manual and all other documents you require to the crew mobile application as well. And we will provide entering journey log in offline mode, so you don't need to be online. It's a little bit challenging, but we will for sure continue with that. What we have else? For the sales part, we will estimate fuel cost. Right now, it's when you quote a flight, you need to define, let's say that 1 block hour costs 5,000 euros, whatever. But then we will be able to more accurately predict the cost of 1 hour of flight based on the fuel prices. We will add new scopes and layout templates to Report Wizard, which I already said a little bit about. Crew panel further development, so a lot of improvements you will be able to see there. We will add also weather monitoring, so METAR stuffs for operations, so they can be aware of what's the weather in particular airport without going out to different applications. And this is important. We, as I said before, we will not shut down the crew duties page. Instead, we will build the new one. And this is already under development. Actually, this is the screen from our development from the design section. We are, I would say, 30% done in crew duties page. Manuals and documents distribution. This is something we are already in developing with web manuals, by the way. I mean, web manuals are optional, but I will cover that in a second. SSIM messages for scheduled operators that might be interesting. We are focusing right now to put this within Leon and to allow trip support companies, not only trip support companies, but ops department to request for permits automatically from Leon. So more integrations to come. Web manuals is one of them. Web manuals is the software for distributing and managing documentation. Although you will be able to use our own distribution system, they have more advanced revision control. So if any of you are using web manuals, then you will be able to capitalize on the integration. Of course, PNR Go, like guys mentioned before, and we will improve this integration. So I just want to confirm that probably it will be constructed in a way that you will have, as Leon users, feedback from PNR Go platform. Is everything okay, like in this simple color dot philosophy? And this is WingX. This is the company delivering market research, different statistics for you to understand, for example, supply and demand on different airports and so on. And we will improve API and introduce modules in Leon. What does it mean? Right now, Leon is the whole package, and sometimes it's when we were much smaller software, it was okay. But once we have different requirements from scheduled operators, different requirements from business kind of operators, not everything is required by everyone. So what it is in Leon right now will always be as a core module in Leon, but maybe some modules in the future will not be included in the whole package. It will be optional. Right now we're thinking about SCAD being this, but for sure SCAD will be included in Leon at least to the end of this year. And we will improve on the infrastructure. It's more for big, I would say big carriers, because we will allow our customers sooner or later to run the whole software on entirely separate infrastructure. Right now, all customers are within the same database, technically speaking, but as soon as we have ability to create separate infrastructures, we will add our customers a choice of whether being in the pool of everybody or to have a separate. It's kind of a compromise between hosted solution and cloud solution. Yeah, and I think that's it. If you have any questions, just please ask, and I will be happy to address them. And later on, we will have the section with network of ideas. So this will be hard job for us. We will be gathering feedback from you, and after this event, we'll brainstorm all the ideas, and we'll try to address. There we have our support guys at the end of the hall, Rafał and Ella, and you can after the break, we'll go there to the foyer section where we have more open space, just to talk freely, exchange ideas, note some your requirements, and you can approach any of us. It doesn't matter really who you are going to approach, because we will all at the end collect all the data and we'll try to address them. So thank you very much.